friends, it's me, Gene Prince. Welcome to my channel, Genius Official. So you might have been wondering why I haven't put any videos in the last few months. That's because I had a lot of schoolwork, such as exams, projects, and of course, schoolwork includes learning and studying, and I had a lot to study. So because of that, I didn't get enough time to, take any videos or anything. So now, from today onwards, I'm gonna put a lot of videos to make up for that huge gap which I left. So in today's video, we're gonna look at two books. And the two books are Gangsta Granny, as you can see. Then, if you want, you can call this as a sequel. This is Gangsta Granny Strikes Again. And if you notice one thing, it is that both of these are by the same author. They're not by two different authors collaborating together or anything. So first we'll check on Gangsta Granny. So if you don't know the story, that means I'm gonna tell you the story, of course, because, well, this is a book review. So in this story, it shows how a kid called Ben hates going to his grandmother because the grandmother stinks of cabbage, always plays Scrabble, eats her favorite thing, and his horrible, I mean, what do you say? Yeah, the thing that he hates to eat the most. That is cabbage soup. I mean, she's a lover of cabbage. I mean, if you want, you can make her the queen of cabbage. Cabbagington. Yeah, I made that up. So, yeah, so that's how the story grows. And one day, while he was searching for biscuits, because he knew that she had a biscuit tin full of biscuits, and he always thought that she was boring old, you know, pretty much your textbook, right? That's written in this one, okay? That did not come from me, the sentence. Yeah, so it goes like that, and when he went and opened the biscuit tin, wonders of wonders, it was stuffed and filled with jewels that would cost much more than anything your imagination you could tell you. And then he immediately closed the tin and got out. Then the next time he went, he wanted to know more, so he asked Grandma, and Grandma told him a story of how she was called a black cat, and she was uh, kind of infamous, but really famous thief that stole jewels from all over the world. And there was just one more precious jewel left for her to steal that no thief had managed to steal before, and that is the Queen's jewels, locked away in the London Tower where the Queen lives. And Ben was like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And he even listened to her adventures. Then one day she got hospitalized, and he went there, but he couldn't meet her properly. So when he went there again, the doctor was talking to her. So he waited outside, and then the doctor came and told, "I'm sorry." And then he just walked away. And she was like, "What in the woolly world was that for? Why does he need to say sorry to me?" Then he went and asked Grandma what was wrong, and she told, "Nothing. The doctor was just telling me that I'm fit enough to fly the coop." The fly the coop part I added. So the doctor told that she was fit enough, and then during that whole week, he had been planning every single tiny detail without missing anything, just to break in to the castle and steal the queen's jewels. And of course, the grandma at first itself, she was like, "No way, you are never doing it. And even if I did do it, I will not take it with you." And yeah, it took him some time, and he even built a whole model of the London Tower, the castle, the moat, the river next to it, and everything using matchsticks. I mean, it's really hard to build something with matchsticks. Those who have done it, you guys know. And then, well, she was surprised and reluctantly agreed. But she had one condition, and Ben asked, "What is it?" And she told, "We put the jewels back the very next day," which means they'll steal it for one day. They have the world's most prized possession just for one day. And the very next night, they do the exact same operation. Instead, but with one change. Instead of stealing it, they're keeping back. Yeah, so I mean, you can probably understand the difference if I asked you to find the difference between those two. And then, well, they did it. And Ben really loves plumbing. I mean, his most favorite magazine is Plumbing Weekly. And his mom and dad are so much into ballroom dancing that sometimes Ben thinks that they love ballroom dancing more in the world than anything. And one time, I'm just quoting, it's in this book, I'm quoting the sentence. While they were going to Granny's, before all of this planning and everything happened, way before that, just before he found those jewels in the tin, while he was going to Granny's in the car, he told, "She's so boring." And his dad, "I'd rather go to that ball, what's it, dancing with you guys." And he told, that it's ballroom dancing. And you said, and I quote, you would rather eat your own boogers instead of coming and watch ballroom dancing with us. I mean, yeah, his own dad quoted that. I mean, that's what Ben said to his parents about ballroom dancing. And, well, you guys must know what boogers are, right? I mean, I think all of you guys know, but yeah, so anyway, we'll continue. So, what happened next was quite interesting. But if I tell the whole story, then that will be like I'm telling you the book. So, we'll just move on to the next one. So, next is Gangsta Granny Strikes Again. And this time, it's kind of like a sequel, but in this one, sadly, Ben's granny is dead because it turns out she had. Otherwise, better not tell that because then I'll tell the whole book. So, Ben's granny is dead. And then Gangster Granny strikes again because so wait, not a few weeks later, I think a few years later, while Ben was checking the newspaper, he saw something. The World Cup, the Football World Cup was stolen from the football ground, the stadium, I mean, because that's where they store the football cup, I think. I mean, I'm not that much into football, so I don't know, but maybe those expert football fans who are watching this might know. They might even have a diagram or two that they can use to show it, but yeah, I don't. So, yeah, so they showed it was stolen, and that is a really, really hard thing to steal, especially when the doors that lead to it are locked, double locked, triple locked, and quadruple locked. That's not there, but I think it is. I mean, it's not in book, but I think that's how it works in real life. Because, I mean, some doors, they have like 10 locks and a whole range of puzzles you need to solve. So it's more like a game. I mean, if you solve a puzzle, boom, you get the key, lock, next puzzle, yeah. So, and then the very next night, the very next morning, he saw in the news the mosque of Tutankhamun. I mean, the pharaoh from Egypt, that it has a gold mask. I mean, it's encased in a huge case and it has a gold mask. So that mask, which is completely made of gold and other bubbles. Wait, why am I saying gold again and again? Oh, I said it again. Yeah, so that mask was stolen. And boy, that is a heavy thing. I mean, even if you got three strong people, they can just about lift it. That's how heavy it is. And then he was wondering how this happened. And Granny actually had a neighbor called Miss Poker, and he was the head of the neighborhood watch group, and yeah, he was always snooping into everything. And yeah, that's how the story goes on. And both of these books, I should say, are great. You might be wondering why am I ending this now? Because if I tell even more than I like, then we tell the entire story and you guys won't buy the book. Yeah, so basically you need to read it yourself because you need to be surprised. So I just told you a few hints. Either you can use your imagination and create a wild range of stories and fill in the blanks and all before buying the book, or after you buy the book, you can use your imagination to change the events. I do that sometimes. And both of these are really interesting, and in turn, actually, the book I liked more was this one. Not because I got this one first, because it's after I bought Gangsta Granny Strikes Again that I knew there was a book called Gangsta Granny. Then I bought this, and then I read this, then I read both of them in order and got the whole story. So it's kind of like this one first, then this one. Yeah. So thank you all for watching my video. I'll see you sometime later with a new video. So bye.